Cradle, Dogs of Fount, Chapter 39, Part 1. Porter had made it to the club building and it was around 5:30. He had to end the student body government meeting sooner than usual, and he hadn't seen his team so relieved in a while. Inez was pretty today, Porter thought. She did something to her hair, but the hug he gave her in front of the arbor entrance didn't seem to go as deep as he wanted, and he wondered as he saw her walk to her mother's old car whether she liked someone else now. Porter was always off doing stuff on his own, or with the Sons of Fount, she might have found something that interests her as well. A gust of wind tossed Porter's hair to the side as he opened the familiar red door of the club. Inside it was muggy and uncomfortable. The club had no AC and a whoopee set of floor fans. There were stacks of flyers, stapled guns, sample cassettes, and brochures on the round table in the center of the meeting room. About 6 kids were walking around getting things sorted, chatting and checking their backpacks. All of them were teens and they were relatively new recruits or sons. The kid in the red polo and slim jeans was Russell. He was moderately quiet but had a strong sense of self, and that gave him confidence, though rarely the center of attention. Taj was going to meet them in Tetra, and he'd been excited about spreading FaithNet to that area because he thought it would get them on the right path. Taj had a slight hate-love relationship with the Pills. He had extended family there, and he seemed at home with the people of the neighborhood, but he hated their reliance on handouts when even he had a job. Porter didn't have much of an opinion either way, but he had only been in Tetra a couple of times and always heeded Dad's advice of giving them respect by keeping his eyes open. "Hey Porter," it was Sean, a rising sun. "You're riding with me, Jose, and Terrence." "Cool. Yeah, why don't you grab that stack of flyers and one of those staple guns?" Porter nodded and grabbed the said materials after waiting for Jesse to move out of the way. He pressed the full-page size flyers to his chest and had the staple gun in his hanging hand. "Come on guys, we're leaving now. Amir, lock the door when everyone leaves." Porter walked around the building following the teens to the small square parking lot at the back of the building. He didn't know what Sean drove, so he waited until he made it back there. Finally, Sean walked up to a cream-colored Omni Spear, a decade old, and the rest of his team joined Porter up to his car. The seats were hot as expected, and everyone raced to crank their windows down. Sean put on his seatbelts, and everyone else followed suit. "So what do you guys think about the ghetto?" Sean asked plainly. "Don't ever want to live there," Terrence said and laughed. No one said anything for a while, and Sean started again. "Whose fault is it?" "Whose fault?" Jose asked and scratched his head. Why they're there, and they always need to be, bailed out," Sean explained. No one said anything as the breeze ran through the car heading down the 9. "They say once you're in there, it's hard to get out," Porter offered. Sean frowned and nodded. They drove on in silence for another couple of minutes, and the city was already starting to dissolve into the Pills. There were scraps of paper on some of the sidewalks, and people with clothes that weren't in any way tattered, but just seemed off for a reason. "When we're on the streets, don't let them get too close, and if they start acting funny, you call the team over. We'll be sticking by each other," Sean advised. Sean parked on the south side of the street facing Parkway Ave, and the way back out of the Pills. Parkway Avenue was known for having streetwalkers strolling around, and also light occurrences of drug commerce. After Porter's team had exited the car, Sean armed the security twice just to be sure. "Porter, start posting on electric poles and boarded up windows." He was referring strictly to businesses and not residences. Porter was sure. "Okay," Porter responded. Porter posted a flyer on the first pole he saw at the corner. It was thick with old staples and bits of weathered paper. He looked over his shoulders to see if his team was near.